What's good, dog?
What's poppin', baby?
Back with the next episode.
Come on, man. Don't drop the jewels, boys, man. You
I like
looking
the hoodie,
good,
yeah.
man.
I like the jersey.
I like that jersey. You look real nice, man. Where you get that jersey from?
From my self-made culture. Go on Instagram, self-made culture. It's fly. I like it. And you know, one thing I like about clothing, a lot of these new clothing brands now that are coming out, they have a meaning behind it. It's not just like Gucci. What does Gucci stand for? What does Versace stand for? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these new brands like self-made culture. And I was just thinking about like self-made. Like, what's your opinion about self-made? Do you feel like self-made is a good thing, a bad thing? Do you feel like what is the meaning of self-made to you?
Oh man, I see. Self-made is something that you stick to the original you, but add on a few things. Self-made is something that you believe and trust and believe in yourself, and you self-made. Like nobody could change what you think and who you is and what you willing to become. You can add different values, but self-made, you got to stick to who you is. Just stick to the original base. And that's what one thing I like about this shirt is it says self-made. And when you put it on, you should be self-made. Self-made individual, self-made love, self-made prayer. So self-made go a long way. A lot of people, at the end of the day, the goal is to be self-made. Self-made boss. You know, self-made make a boss.
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations is self-made. Bumping your head is self-made. So when you say self-made, that means you went through everything to get to where you at, and you made it by yourself, self-made. So what you thought about self-made?
Well, my opinion on self-made, every time I heard someone say self-made, I always was a little confused about, like, if you look at all the successful people in life, in the world, very few of them could be considered what most people would say self-made. Because being self-made means you did it by yourself. Nobody makes it by themselves. No football team makes it by themselves. No team, period. It takes a team effort to win anything. No matter what you do, you're going to have other people do it. So I think the real meaning of self-made is to just stick to who you are. Like when you start to get on that grind, you start to get some elevation, people are going to come around and they're going to try to change what you are. They say, you should do it this way. Oh, you should switch this around. And then if you let a lot of people come in there and do that and kind of take control of what you are, you're no longer self-made. Now you're something else. Now you're them. So the only way you can be self-made is to keep going. If these people come with opportunities, they're trying to change your core values and make you do things that you wouldn't have did without them, and then you got to tell them no and keep them opportunities away.
Self-made.
Being self-made. Only taking opportunities that make you a bigger version of you, not a different, different person.
Man, there's a lot of people out there self-made, and there's a lot of people out there that ain't self-made. But I could tell you one thing. If you want to be self-made, stick to the basics, stick to the prayer, stick to your belief, stick to who you is. Don't let the world change you. Don't change who you is. Don't let the money infiltrate you to become a different person. If you self-made, if you trust and believe in who you gonna be, stay self-made. God gonna make a way. I was self-made. God made way. He brought different opportunities. He brought the right people. He brought you on the side of me. You didn't change me, but you brought value. You know I was self-made. I was made out the oven. I wasn't looking for no recipe. I already had the recipe because I was self-made. If you try to change me, don't change me. I'm self-made. Just bring value. Bring something that I don't have, but don't change me because God already showed me change within me, not the change that you're trying to make out me. Come on, man. If you $100, add value to my 100. Don't try to make change and make me 50 and only give me 50. Come on, man. You got to be self-made.
So let me ask you this.
Talk to me, D Phlo. Them drop the jewels. Boys back in the building, man.
Sir. So when somebody says they're self-made,
come on,
are they saying that they did it without God?
No,
if
that's
you're
tough.
Self-made,
come on, man. I'm gonna
what
tell
are you saying exactly?
Man, that listen, they self-made to where they did it by themselves, but the presence of God. Ain't nobody gonna be successful without the presence of God. Ain't nobody gonna get there without the belief of God. There's a lot of people that say, I don't believe in them, but when they stop breathing, then they know it's God waking them up. When they start waking up, they know it's God waking them up. If you don't believe in God, then close your mouth and stop breathing. You will realize you got something that's waking you up. God waking you up because you're breathing. If you stop breathing, then you dead. Everybody got to have some belief that God within them. But you could be self-made in mindset, but deep down in your heart, God with you. Man, stop playing. You can't never be self-made when God waking you up in the morning every day. I tell people that all the time. They say, man, I don't believe in God. Why people use, oh, man, I had to go through this to get there? Because God the one that got you out of there. Because God the one that seen you through it. God the one that made sure you escaped that different situation. God the one that made sure you went through that battle and came out with no scars. Ain't no man ever went through a battle and came out with no scars if God wasn't with them, if they didn't believe in God. I don't care who you is. You know God is for real. You know you got to depend on him. You know when you in a worse situation, you better hit your knees and say, God, I know you here. I ain't never come to you because I thought I would never need you, but I need you at this point in time in my life. God, I need you. I'm going through the trials and tribulations. I'm ready to lose my mind. Things ain't working right. The income not coming in. I'm about to go through these trials and tribulations. I got eviction notice. God getting reaped, bills behind. But God the only one that can see you through everything. You can't be self-made without being self-godly too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will say I'm self-made and mean that. So we need to make people understand that there's really no self-made is not a real thing.
Not at all.
Because you cannot make it without God. Now, I will say this. If you want to be self-made or you want to make it without God, most likely you're using the devil to make it.
Most definitely.
You're using an evil energy to
Most
make
definitely.
it. And it's not God.
That's not God.
So you're, once again,
You're
you're
self-made.
still not self-made. So even though I believe in the idea of self-made, and I believe that what we said earlier about being an individual, not letting people change you.
But at the end of the day, you got God.
That definition is self-made, I agree with. Mm-hmm. But for someone to say that I'm just self-made and I did it all on my own, I think that's bullshit. It's a fake. It's not real.
It's a fake narrative of what they think.
It's something you think it is. But here's one thing I'll tell you. I haven't always believed in God. And I've been in situations.
I'm glad you changed, and I like the fact that you changed, because when I met you, you didn't know what it was. You didn't know what I was saying.
I was still believing in God, but I wasn't a big believer. But
you're a big believer now.
I'm a big believer now.
God changed a lot of men.
But here's one thing I'll say about it that people don't understand is that even if you don't believe in God, God will still get you out of situations, even when you don't ask for it. And I think from now, what I think is the reason is because he sees something in your life. He knows you're not a believer right now, but he knows he's hoping, or he can see maybe that one day you will become a believer. Maybe. It's still our decision to do that. But he'll still help guide you to where you need to go in life. Because we have a purpose. Even if we don't believe in God, does not mean the purpose disappears.
God said all the time, I would never forsake you. He's a forgiving God.
Exactly.
Like he forgive murderers. He forgave rapers. He forgave all kind of different people. So you not believing in him, he gonna forgive you because that's nothing.
But not only is he going to forgive you, he's going to help you get out of situations to help guide you towards your purpose in the hope that you believe in God.
Most definitely.
And I feel like the reason why a lot of people don't believe in God, in my opinion, is because religion, they don't know how to click in with religion. So they have certain beliefs in their family or whatever it is.
I just feel people just afraid to tap in.
Yeah, but I feel like if people more willing to just be engaged, just open your heart to God. Don't worry about no religion. If you don't want to read the Bible, fine. But maybe you'll get there. But just starting out, just open your heart to God and accept him.
Just talk to him.
Just talk to him and just have a conversation.
And he gonna talk back. God always talk back. When you ask him, he always answer. He ain't never not gonna give you an answer. If you ask him to show you something, he gonna show you. If you ask him to guide you, he gonna guide you. If you ask him to help you, he gonna help you. He not gonna never let you ask him something without giving you an answer to it. Now, if you ask him, be prepared for what he willing to show you and take you through and guide you the way that he feel you should go and not the way you need to go. Because we never know which way we need to go, because we always go the wrong way every time.
Right.
Even when you going up the right way, you still going up the wrong way because your mindset not right.
Well, see, what I've learned is that when you're going the right way, God will guide you in the right direction. He'll tell you. He'll make you have a bad feeling about not doing the wrong thing. You know when you're doing the wrong thing. God will try to guide you, but we ignore it.
Most definitely.
We feel the feeling that, I shouldn't do this right now, but we do it anyway. God warns you. So we choose to do wrong. Not every time, but a lot of times. But we know we're doing wrong.
Most definitely. Talk to me, D Phlo. Hit me with a topic, baby.
So I'm gonna get deep. We're gonna jump straight into it. So, do you feel like this is something we spoke about before the podcast? Do you feel like, do you feel like a woman can raise a son? Like, do you feel like as a parent, obviously there's certain things that you're gonna learn from a mom, and certain things you're gonna learn from a dad, or certain things you're gonna learn from a woman, certain things you're gonna learn from a man as a child. And so do you feel like it's possible for a woman to teach their son everything there is to know about being a man?
Let me tell you something, D Phlo. I gotta take my glasses off of this so the world could look me in my eyes. A woman could raise a man. A woman could raise a man, but to a certain extent. My mama raised me. She raised me to the best of her ability. But it was time that I needed my father. I needed that daddy experience. I needed that daddy role. So a mama could raise a man, but she can't show him everything that a daddy could show, a father could show his son. Like a father could raise a daughter, but he can't show his daughter everything that the mom could show him. He can't tell a mama about his daughter about the time of the month when she going through these cramps. This the best medicine to take. This the best way to feel better. This how long it's gonna last. This the type of pad you need to use. A daddy can't tell a daughter how to use it, what to go through, what he feeling. The pain ain't in his stomach because he not a woman. But a daddy could show a man how to become a man. Daddy show you how to put on a thing to put some protection on it. Daddy, I needed you at the time I needed you. My mama raised me, but Daddy, I needed the love. Daddy, I needed you to show me the streets ain't good for me. Daddy, I needed to show me that don't go hang with the dope dealers. Don't go hang with the robbers. Don't go hang with the killers. Daddy, I needed you to show me. My mama would sleep, but my daddy was in the streets. I needed you to be the man that I needed you to be. I would have never took the road that I took. It took me a long time to get it. I had to bump my head, but Daddy, I'm still willing to make it work. Daddy still could show me how to become a man. I ain't gonna never close the door on my daddy. I love you. I love you. Let's make it right. A woman could raise a man to the best of their ability. A woman can't show a man how to be a man, but they could just show him how to become a man by certain ways of what they learned from their daddy.
So let me ask you this. So for you are an example of somebody who was raised by their mom and still is obviously a great man.
I'm missing though.
But let me ask you something.
I'm missing things.
But let me see if that's true, because you have a great stepfather who's been in your life.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure he taught you things about being a man.
Hell yeah, a lot of things.
So do you feel like if it was just your mom in the household, never had a stepfather, do you feel like you would be the same person you are today?
My mama tough, D Phlo. My mama tough. I ain't even talk about all the things my mama had to go through. She had to go through some things. She dated my stepdaddy. Before she got married to my stepdaddy, she been with him for 10 years. But she was married to my brother. She was with my brother daddy for 16, 17 years. So all the things that he decided to do, she had to go through some of the consequences. And my mama was tough. If he didn't do nothing, he showed her how to be a tough mother and how to show your kids how to become a better person. So that's my mama tough. So she showed me the best way she could, but my stepdaddy came and the man she married today, Jimmy, that you met, I love him with all my heart. He helped her. His value helped her. And that's why I love him. I look at him like a father. He don't have no sons, but me and my brother, he got daughters, and I love his daughters like they're my sister. And he brought a lot of value. And one thing that the most important value he brought to me, to show me, you don't have to have all the money to be a good man. That's a hell of a man to my mama. So she did what she did, but if she didn't bring a man in like he was, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the person I am today. So yeah, I needed that man role eventually, and he helped it. Right. So most definitely, she did what she could.
So you know what? This is what I think is like, if you have kids as a woman or a man, whoever has custody of the kids, you have to be very mindful who you bring around your kids. like who you make a step parent. Not everybody's fit to be a step parent. I see a lot of people online clowning people for being step parents and having negative things to say about it. It's like to be a step parent takes a certain type of man or woman.
Certain type of man and woman.
To step up and treat somebody else's child
like
as their
their
own to the fullest and teach them those lessons. Taking the time out. Because we talked about time being an important thing as a parent. Taking the time out of their day to treat someone else who isn't necessarily their child as their own. So I feel like it's a big responsibility if you bring a child into the world and you have custody to be very careful, mindful who
it's
you
just
bring
important.
around.
It's just more important than their daddy.
Because they're around them more.
Because their stepdaddy gonna be around them more.
Yeah.
So it's just as more important than their daddy. Because if they real daddy not there, that next person, that next man or that next woman gonna be just as more important. So when you lay down or whoever you be with or whatever decision you make to moving forward, if you not with the kid's father or the kid's mother, make sure that stepdad or that stepmama be that person, be that official one. Stand full 10 toes in.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing about my stepdaddy, man. Shout out to both of my stepdaddies. My brother's daddy raised me till I was about 17, 18. And then my mama husband came along and he raised me till now.
I met him, he's great.
You met him, and most definitely he love you, and you see one thing, he rocking.
Yeah.
He rocking with me. He showed me when I'm wrong. He tell me when I'm wrong. He helped me when I'm wrong. He fixed things when it's right, and he showed me how to become right. And I learned a lot from him. And that's one thing.
And when he pulled up to the party, he was the life of the party.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
One of the hypest people
most definitely.
walking in.
Him and my mom, but they love that.
Yeah.
Most definitely. He did change a lot of things in my mama's life, and I give him a lot of love and respect because he still held my brother and still there. You know, so most definitely.
Yeah. Another thing that you mentioned the other day when we talked about this, you said that, and I think you might have a point. Like a lot of times, I never thought about this, but a lot of times people will, maybe they don't have a father figure, and they're looking for what they can learn from a father figure from the streets. So there might be gangs or just older people around who OGs, whatever the case may be, they're looking for that father figure. But the problem you have to understand is the people that they're coming across, they might like you as a kid, like they can see themselves in you. Maybe one time they were in a similar position and they were trying to find those answers. But what do you think? Like, I feel like it's kind of dangerous as a young, teenager looking for a father in the streets because all you're going to find is bad guidance. Now, these people might not have bad intentions in their heart. They might not be trying to screw you over, but they can only teach you what they know. So when you go to those people in the streets and you're looking for, like how to be a man and how to grow, and you don't have a father to turn to, you turn to people in the streets, and the only thing they're going to teach you is what they know. And all they know might be, breaking the law, committing crimes, going to jail. So what is your advice to people, young people who are in that position? They don't have a father figure. They don't have a stepfather. They don't, or maybe their stepfather is not no good for them. They have no father figure. So what should they do in that position?
The first thing, if you're trying to look for a father figure, a father role, father advice, father guidance, you got to hit your knees. That's the best father. God is the best father to everybody. I can't go see no man to be my father when God doors open to be your father 24/7, 365 days around the clock. If you looking for a father figure, a male figure, a guidance, a leader, a role model, a person that's not going to never let you down, hit your knees and God going to show you. You never need to go look for a father when you got the father up above who waking you up every morning. That's where I felt. That's where a lot of young men fail to realize a father figure is not a person that's going to show you only about the streets, only to make money, only to do certain things with women. A father figure is going to show you never be in the streets. Give praise to God. Be the right young man. Go get your education. That's not a father figure who they be looking up to. That's not. That's a father down the road of destruction. That's not a father figure.
Right.
God is the only father figure that can show you how to be righteousness.
But see, the thing is, like a lot of these kids, they might have trouble finding their path to God, or they might need somebody physically in front of them to show them. You know what I'm saying? So what should they do?
Man, there's a million churches around here. You don't listen. Go up in there. It's a million churches. If you got time to go out, if you got time to go look for a father figure, you got time to go in the street, then you got time to go find God in any one of these church houses and go up to the pastor and tell him, I'm looking for a father figure and I need a role model. I need to do right. That's what the pastor gonna say. You in the right place. Hit your knees. Let's go. Stop looking for a father figure in these people. Stop looking for a role model off the internet. Stop looking for a leader off the internet. Stop looking for a role model off the internet. Stop looking for these people to show you how to get money off the internet. It's other ways to get money in real life that you could go talk to somebody to figure it out. We got to stop letting these internet people, these fake role models, these fake showing you what they got and not showing you how they got it, to lead y'all into the wrong road of destruction. Because guess what? The internet is to show you only how they got it.
Only what they got, not
Only
how
what
they got it.
and not how they got it.
Yeah.
The internet is there to show you they got it and not how they got it. That's the difference. If they could show you they got it but not how they got it, I'm not trying to go down there and be with them. Because you don't know what they did. They might have killed their mama to get it. Man, people do all kind of things to get money. Money rules of all evil, boy. I didn't buy people kill their parents to get the insurance. Boy, I'm not playing with these people. I'm not looking for the internet to show me nothing. Anything that I want to learn, anything that I want to figure out, any way I want to learn, man, I'm going to God. I say dog because if you look at dog and you spell dog backwards, it's saying for God. God is a dog in every way, in every aspect. He gonna show you, man. Stop playing. God, show me how to go get it. Show me how to I need to learn the way to go get it. The internet pausing my mind. The internet trying to defeat me. The internet showing me the wrong way. God, I need you to show me the right way. God gonna say, hit your knees and give praise. Open your arms. I'm here. I'm gonna show you. I'm the real provider. I'm the real leader. I'm the real man. I'm the one, only one, and the biggest one. Ain't nobody gonna make it without me. They might make it, but they ain't making it with me. That's the devil blessing them. But God, I'm the one. Come on, God got a way of giving you wisdom. See, God give you something. No man can take that away. But when the devil give you something, everybody coming to pull off it.
Very true. So I definitely liked your answer right there when you said you can go to church. There's all kind of youth groups. There's all kind of like things in the community that you can do, places you can go that are set up for this. So I definitely, and as when you're a kid, it's like you don't want to hear that.
No,
you don't want to do that. But that's why it's so important to spread the message. Like if you're a young kid,
young man,
young man, you don't have a father figure or mother figure, whatever you don't have any parents or whatever it is. You need to reach out and get help. Don't reach out to the streets, because when you do that, you don't realize the path you're going to be going on. And naturally, it's not even on purpose. You're just living life. You don't realize that you're missing your dad. You don't realize that you're missing a father or mother figure. And you're just walking around. It happens. You get around people. You look up to what they got. They got this money. They got the cars. They got things that you would want your dad to have. Or your mom to have, and then you're like, you just try to figure it out. They're not going to tell you how they got it. You just see it, and that's what attracts you. And you go to it, and then you end up in these situations. It's so important because this right here, there's a lot of people in this situation in the world going through this right now. So I feel like it's important we talk about it and like go reach out to somebody. Like don't make all the mistakes and try to fix it. Try to stop it before it happens. And another thing you said about the internet, I agree that the internet has so much evil. So much misguidance, so much music and videos, everything that brings people in the wrong direction. But it also has podcasts like this. It also has people spreading positivity.
It's like, the podcast like us, D Phlo, is a 1 to 100.
It is.
So you gotta go through 99 different books to get to that one positivity.
But how many books are in the bookstore? How many Bibles?
There's a lot of
There's a lot of books, but the Bible's only in one aisle. The other 20 aisles are other stuff that ain't going to teach you nothing. Okay. So no matter what, there's always going to be way more negativity, way more things that'll take you away from God, way more things that'll take you away from good in anywhere you go. In most rooms, because I feel like now there's a lot more evil people than good. Most rooms you walk in have more evil than good in it. But that doesn't mean it's not there. So if you constantly watch videos of people getting killed, if you constantly watch videos of people doing bad things, robbing people, fighting, just thinking wrong, spreading BS, that's all you watch, because the algorithm knows. If you watch those videos to the end, you comment, you send it to your homeboy, then you're going to keep seeing it. But if you're looking at positivity, things that make you happy, it could be some dogs playing, whatever, if that's what you share to your people,
motivation and positivity.
Exactly. So that's what you're going to see. So whatever you watch is what you see. So if you want to get away from negativity, then stop watching it. You know what I'm saying? Stop engaging with it.
Most definitely.
So the internet can be for positivity.
Yes, indeed. It could be for positivity and negativity, but it's what you allow in your mindset.
Right. So let me ask you this. So in my situation, my parents were...
Come on, man.
They stayed together. They didn't get divorced till I was about 18 years old.
Talk to me.
So my 18 years of my life, my parents were together. And for most people, I've always heard a lot of stories about growing up with people who grew up without a dad. But I have my dad. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing is, I hated my dad growing up, and he was abusive, and he was physically and mentally abusive. And honestly, I didn't want him around. So I was always kind of confused. Like, whenever people said that, I always thought in my head, I think I'd rather have been that. And I was probably wrong for that, because there is things he taught me, but I'm going to tell you what my dad taught me growing up. This is the real truth. He didn't teach me what I should do. He taught me what I shouldn't do. All the things that he was doing is the things I never wanted to do. I never want to treat my kids that way. The reason why I treat my kids so good is because I wasn't treated good. And I don't even like yelling at him. I don't even like whooping him. I whooped my son one time, and it hurt me more than it hurt him, because the way I got whooped, you know what I'm saying? The way I got beat. So growing up, this is what I went through. From a young baby, dealing with this I can remember some of these things. So my question to you is, do you feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all have kids, and all y'all do is fight. All y'all do is fight, toxic environment. Do you feel like it's better to stay together for the kids or to separate?
No, I feel like it's better to separate, because at the end of the day, I know you want to stand up for your kids, but all you're doing is damaging their mindset. All you're doing is adding on conflict to their life, because what you and a mom are doing is not helping them. It's not a healthy relationship. And I see a lot of parents stay together for the kids' sake, that they want their kids to have both parents in the house, but it's still not serving them no purpose if they seeing you fussing and fighting, seeing you after each other, seeing y'all going after each other neck. So at the end of the day, if it's not working, it's just not working. You can still be a good mother, a good father outside the house, but don't stand to something and you know it's not working, and all it's doing is damaging the kid's mind. And I've seen a lot of parents stick together like that, and all they're doing is beating the kids' brains in. Stop playing. If you ain't happy, get up out of there. If you ain't happy, get up out of there. Find another way to be a best father. Find another way to be the best mother. Don't stand there and let the kids see you witness and talk about bad, destroy their mama, curse their mama, the mama cursing the daddy, destroying the daddy image. Get up out of there. I can't be there. I don't want to be there. I can't afford to be there. I want my children to see me with their mother, but it's not the best thing. All I'm doing is pausing their mind. I'm talking about their mama. I'm destroying a young woman. Somebody, come on now, stop playing and get up out of there. There's a lot of parents being with certain fathers because it's their children's father. They don't want to tell the world that we going through trials and tribulations. I don't want to leave them because I want my children to have a father, because I didn't have a father. All you're doing is damaging their mind. Get up out of there and go get a stepfather. Go get a stepmother. He going to still be a man. If he already was a man, he just can't be a man of yours. Get up out of there.
I agree.
Don't let him kill you before he kill you. To realize,
and when he says kill you, It could be physically or mentally or emotionally,
Yeah.
because some of these women get killed emotionally. They're not their self anymore.
After they talk
they're
bad
dead
about-
inside.
Come
By
on,
by
man.
staying in those relate happened to my mom. She was dead inside. Like she was not the same person dealing with the relationship like that. And I learned from experience. Like I watched that happen. So with my son, me and my son's mom used to fight every day, all day, nonstop, yelling at each other, like it everywhere, at the house, around it. Everybody knew. People didn't even like chilling around me all the time, because all we did was fight all the time. And I remember this day.
I can't picture you fussing.
It's
You
crazy. Me and her used to fight. All my boys. Lil Zane, he seen all that shit. There was a time when her name was Ace. Me and Ace got in a fight, and
She sound like a black girl. But
she's white, but she's black. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I was going out to do a show, and she was supposed to come, but she's always on that rah-rah stuff. So I said, "You're staying. You can't go." She tells me, "I hope you get in a car accident and die tonight." And I'm going out with Lil Zane. So we leave out the house. We drive. Sure enough, after the show, we had 2 shows. After the first show, we got in a car accident on the way to the second show. A bad one. My boy broke his back sitting beside me, and she wished it upon me. So, but I'll tell you this right now. We used to fight so much that one time we were fighting, and my son was 2 years old, and he walked up to me. He said, "Hey," he could barely talk. "Hey, are y'all gonna ever stop fighting?" And I looked at him. I was in shock, and I was like, and I saw myself. I saw myself at 2 years old. I didn't say it to my parents, but that's how I felt. And I was like, okay. And I broke up with her right not long after that. I told myself, I can't do that. I can't put him through what I went through. So I say all that to say that if you're in a relationship with somebody, you have kids, and all y'all do is fight all the time, you got to get up out of there for the kids, because you're teaching your kids what love is. And that is not what love is. Love is not about yelling at each other, being toxic, treating each other bad, lying to each other, cheating on each other. That's not what love is. That's fake. That's not real love. So if you can't show your kids what real love is, then you shouldn't be together. That's just my opinion. You know, people go through things. You can have chances, but it gets to a point you're like, yo, nothing gonna change. So that goes to another topic. So I heard you tell me earlier. You said that. Let me just ask you this. How do kids spell love?
Kids spell love Time. Kids spell love Time. Kids spell love Time. That's how they spell love. By time. By time. I know, like I said, man, and I can't say it enough. They got the fathers and they got the daddies. They got the providers and they got the time. They got the providers and the time. And then they got the time with less providers. But then they got the provider with no time. You have to figure out what's more important to your kid, not what's more important to you. We not living through us. We living for us through our kids. We want our kids to know that daddy love you. Forget the providing. Daddy love you. Daddy gonna be here no matter what. Daddy love you. And your love is off of Time. Daddy love you. I'm willing to take the time. You heard what I said. I'm willing to take the time to show you daddy love you. I don't want to miss the first dance. I don't want to miss your first graduation. I don't want to miss your first high school prom. I don't want to miss your first car. I don't want to miss you being baptized. I don't want to miss all that come with time, not money.
Right.
Not money. You don't want to miss that. That's time that you can't get back from watching your children go through the baptism, watching your children go to their first prom, their first date. You don't want to miss that. Money can't bring that back, but you got to have that time for that. That's one thing I don't never want to miss, man. I've been watching my daughter go through her dances and prom and stuff like that. That's my younger daughter getting older. And I looked at her today. I said, man, Daddy, you getting big on that? She said, yeah. I said, Daddy here. And that's one thing that I always preach to my young daughter. No matter what Daddy got going on, Daddy gonna make that time. I ain't missing that.
Yeah.
Whatever money is to be made or whatever out there for me to make, it's gonna be there. But I ain't missing nothing that's important to my daughters.
Yeah.
I ain't
definitely
missing
see
that.
You definitely give them the time.
Oh, yeah, man. Shit, they be all, come on, man. I give them more time than I give them money. I give them more time than I give them money. I be, man, the time is everything. Just to sit in the stores and watch them go do what they do and buy these things, and all I'm doing is like an ATM. They just touching me, and I'm just spitting out money. I can't buy nothing. I'm just looking at them. Hey, I need... And guess what Daddy doing? Holding the bags while they just spinning. I find pride in just watching them be happy than me doing anything in this world.
Right.
I mean, I that's my life. That's my all. You know, so.
See, it's tough. Like when you're on a mission, you're trying to be somewhere in life. A lot of times, like when you're not with the mother, and you're moving from other cities, you're not going to be around your kids as much as you want to be. And I definitely regret not being able to see my son.
That's something I prayed for, D Phlo. You got to understand, too. My oldest daughter didn't stay in Houston. She just moved to Houston 2 years ago. I prayed to God.
So you know.
I know how I feel. I was going back from Houston to New Orleans, Houston to New Orleans, New Orleans to Houston.
Which is reasonable. It's closer.
Yeah,
than
that's
some
closer.
people.
But at the end of the day, I didn't like it. And I prayed to God every day. I say, Lord, if you just make my daughter mother just move to Houston to see a different aspect of life, I think I got a chance.
Well, I pray she don't. Because I don't need that drum over here.
But most definitely, man, I talked to my oldest daughter and
Nah, I'm talking about my baby mama.
Oh, I talked to my oldest daughter, man. Y'all, hey, don't be surprised y'all see her on the episode with her sitting next to me and chopping it up with me. And they're just D Phlo gonna be the one to ask them questions, but it's gonna be that daddy and daughter situation where we want to end any situation, any problem. One thing about me is I'm ready for whatever she said. I'm ready for whatever she throw at me, because I know at the end of the day, everything she throw at me, God prepared me for to be ready for any situation. And one thing I ain't afraid of to say I'm wrong. That's why a lot of parents, a lot of daddies go wrong, that they're afraid to say they wrong, and that's why they ain't able to move forward.
And you know what? The reason why
you ever been wrong and told your son you was wrong?
I have no problem telling anybody I'm wrong, no matter what. My son, my girl, whatever. Because I feel like it's important to admit when you're wrong. Because otherwise, you're just a liar. And the truth is that if you don't tell your children when you're wrong, and then they're going to do the same thing. They're gonna make the same mistakes of never admit when they're wrong. So you have to admit when you're wrong. That's the only way that people can forgive you. And I don't like lying to people. If I don't admit I'm wrong, it means I'm lying to you. Now I got to sit here and keep the lie forever. I just keep it real. I deal with the whatever repercussions I deal with it.
Man, come on, man. Them to drop the Jews, boy. Hey, man, we want to thank each and every person who been showing love. Man, we been elevating, man. We been doing what we doing.
Like people say, the game is to be sold, not told.
Come on now.
Now I'm just gonna give my opinion on that, and you give me your opinion on that. I feel like a lot of people say the game is to be sold and not told, but it's like at the end of the day, that's just gatekeeping. It's just, I feel like it's a form of hating. If I'm gonna tell you that you should only sell the game and not tell it, you're hating. Now I understand that sometimes you don't want to tell people stuff for certain reasons. It might be maybe they'll do something wrong with it. They have the wrong intentions. But if you got people around you who have the right intentions, who are trying to win, and you believe in what they're doing, but they might pass you. If you tell them this game, with what they have available to them, money, people around them, just personality, they might pass you faster. Are you going to hold that information, or are you going to give it to them? The game, are you going to sell them the information? I feel like, look, it's better to just give it. Because one thing I'll tell you about all rich people is they're not selling it. They're going to give it to you, to other people around them. But what they're going to do is they're going to want a favor. If you give people the information they need, and if good people, they're going to return the favor. That's worth more than money. It's like a ladder in life. You help people up, and they help you up. But if you look down on people and they're trying to get up, you're like, I ain't going to give them my hand. Well, guess what's going to happen when they're above you? You shouldn't always try to sell the game. It's hating, gatekeeping. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, that's the old saying. That's the old mentality. The game is to be sold and not told. That's the old days. The game is to be told and not try to sell it. If you trying to sell it, then that means you hating on some other person. You got envy in your heart. You got jealousy of watching some other person take the game that you give them, the knowledge that you could help them, the opportunity that you could give them to become a better person. But you don't want to do that because you're afraid of who they could become. That's the old rule. I live by the new rule. If I got the game from over here, I'm going to bring the game over here. Because guess what? Everybody deserve a chance. Everybody deserve that opportunity. God ain't stingy with his blessing. God willing to give blessings to each and every person. Even if you committed a crime, even if you had to do this, even if you was a hooker, stripper, a prostitute, a drug dealer, God ain't stopping his blessings. God willing to still bless you. I don't care what you had to do or what you had to go through. God ain't going to close the door. God ain't going to sell you his blessing. The blessings is for everybody. Only thing I need to know, you willing to make the change. If you got the change in your heart, I'm willing to give you the blessings. God said my door's always open, no matter what you did and no matter what you had to go through. I know you committed the crime, but I'm willing to still forgive you. I'm going to change your mindset. I'm going to change your life. I'm going to bless you. I ain't going to say you nothing because I know you worked it up, changing your mind, changing your life, changing who you is. If you willing to show me you willing to change, I'm willing to help you. If you willing to show me you ready to grow, I'm willing to take you with me. If you willing to show me you believe in God, I'm willing to pray with you, pray for you, pray with you, pray for you, get you with you, bring me with you. I'm willing to bring you. I ain't going to say you nothing because I ain't no drug dealer. I'm only selling prayers, and prayers is anybody could buy because God ain't going to never stop you from believing, and God ain't going to never say you prayers to get to him.
That's facts.
Hey, man, we got the John the Jews, boy, man. I ain't self-made. I'm just self-paid. I ain't self-paid, but I'm just self-blessed. If it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for him, I had to go through it. I had to go through it. I had to go through it. I ain't self-made, but I'm self-blessed. I ain't self-blessed, but I'm self-prayed. Man, look here, man. Let me tell you something. I'm self-prayed. Believe in yourself and trust and believe in what you believe in. God is waiting for each and every person. God's doors is open and God's arms is open. He extending the arm even wider going into 2025. You can't be afraid to make that next step, to make that next commitment. I'm trying to tell you something, man. 2025 going to be a good year, man. My 2025, man, big team. Big D Phlo, man. I got to tell you, big team getting older. So 2025, I got some good things in the making. And one of the good things is big team got to get married. So you got to get your suit ready, man. I can't be going into this new year. I need to be loved for forever.
For sure.
I need to be loved. And I big team might need a son, man. Shit, I've been feeling the itchy yosi.
You need a son, man.
I need a son, man. To need some legacy down.
I'll tell you something. You can't be self-made if you're not self-prayed.
Most definitely. We out of here, man.
Yeah.